Whether it's fixing your figures or talking about effect parts, it's all about quality of life with Steven's Toy Tips. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and I'm back with another tips video for you. Today, we're actually going to be taking a look at some third-party Dragon Ball SH Figuarts accessories and effect parts. So today, we're going to have some winners here for you, we're going to have some losers, but it all comes down to, realistically speaking, what you want to use to spice up your collection. You can kind of already get a hint at what may not be so good. Now, do keep in mind, none of these are officially licensed by Tamashii Nations, Bandai, or I can even assume Toei or anybody else, so do keep that in mind. But they are on the market. You may be thinking about picking them up, so let's take a look to see whether or not some of these might be worth adding into your collection. And do take note that for the Goku Black Scythe and the Gotenks Kamikaze Ghosts, well, don't quite know who made them. Alright, in typical Steven fashion, we're going to kick off this video on not a super high note. So everybody likes Goku Black. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. And everybody who picked up Goku Black, well, yeah, the Kamehameha was pretty cool. The Slicer effect was pretty cool. If you got the event exclusive one, the Aura was pretty cool. But what we didn't get was a Scythe for Goku Black here. Now, mine, first and foremost, due to storage, kind of warped a little bit, so that's not entirely my fault, but there are plenty of Scythe effect parts out there. This one was something I actually picked up on AliExpress. I forget how much it was, but I know it's dropped down to about like $7, so that should be telling. So this is a third-party effect part. I don't know who made this, but it does look pretty good. I really do like it. That's what attracted me to this, and that's why I got it. That's why I wanted to get it. Now, if you get the Scythe, we do also get some hand parts for Goku Black. Now, this is where it gets super duper depressing because I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in here. Not that it needs to be amazing, but the quality of the hand parts is just kind of bad. Yeah, not that great. So I don't know if this was a recast from another figure, if this was a 3D print gone wrong, but yeah, the actual quality, it doesn't look all that great, which you're probably like, okay, that's not a big deal, but here's the problem. So Goku Black is intended to hold these, or to hold the Scythe, so he needs hands that he does not come with. You're probably looking into the actual socket like, what's all that gunk there? Well, that gunk in there is a mixture of attempted super glue and dremeling to actually get him to actually use the hands. So these hands do not fit on the joints at all. This one was actually the plastic. It was basically right at the edge here. You couldn't even fit the ball joint of the wrist in, so that was not good from day one. I think this one actually works. Let me... There we go. And then he can kind of hold it. So it's not super... See, there we go. See, this is an issue. There. And then... So moral of the story is cheap third-party effect parts with no name attached. Probably not the best idea because it's going to keep popping off. So buyer beware. Lesson learned. So you can kind of get Goku Black to just hold it like that and then not pose him ever. So yeah, I will link to this one in specific to warn people not to buy. So we'll take a quick look at the quality here of the actual build. Again, the warp, that was from storage, so don't mind that. But I'm sure that there are extra hand parts that may be in existence you may have from another figure that could go for Goku Black to use this scythe if you should stumble upon it. So it looks good. It's sharp. It's pointy. Just be careful. And modify the hands so this way they work. So, yeah. This one was a bit of a thumbs down. Not too great. When Gotenks was solicited, everyone was upset. He only came with one ghost. When Gotenks came out, everyone was disappointed with Gotenks, and nobody really cared he only came with one ghost because, to be honest, even though I gave him a rather favorable review, looking back on it, yeah, Gotenks really isn't all that great. However, if you're one of those folks who actually really does like Gotenks, I still kind of do. He's got a little bit of charm to him. And you want more of the Kamikaze ghosts, well, got some good news for you. We do get the one that he comes with normally, and then there is a third-party studio, not sure who it is, but given how close this is, at least sculpt-wise, to the official one, it's probably a bootlegging company. They made some additional ghosts you can buy. I believe the price is in the $20 range, but what we get here is actually a pretty neat set, and we effectively get everything that you see here. Now, the box, I don't remember where I put it, but it's essentially a brown box with a little piece of printer paper on top that has the ghosts on there, and there's some language in it. There's something written in another language on it. I don't know what it was. You get this. So what we get is we get 3 ghost bodies, and we get one of these faceplates for each ghost, and one of these faceplates for each ghost, and then we get one tongue for each of the ghosts. We get one of these circular bases here, and then we get one of these support arms for each of the ghosts. Now, I will say that, yes, this pretty much does scream bootleg because this is based off official Tamashii Nations products, and they were relatively loose. Putting it all together. The screws were, so I had to tighten up those screws. But once I did tighten them up, hey, everything came together just fine. However, getting the ghosts to actually work with the stands was not fine and was a major pain, and that is also an issue. The faceplates like to pop out, and quality-wise, the actual paint for the faceplates, they're not so great. You can definitely tell that there is a color difference between the faces and the bodies. So let me go ahead and put that tongue in. Let's zoom in here a little bit so this way we can see differences. All right, there we go. So we have, effectively what we can have is just kind of a smiling face where he's, you know, kind of happy, maniacally happy. And then we can put a tongue in it. Kind of like the default ghost. So we can see a difference there. Yeah, that's a difference. Woo, boy. You can tell what's official and what's not. The tail even goes off into completely translucent plastic. And then we get this new-ish faceplate, which has the tongue sculpted in and painted in. Like I made mention, the actual holes for the ghosts, which you can actually see there's a paint difference between the 3 here. The holes for the ghosts were too small, and I had to get a Dremel in there, so this way they would work with the stands that they came with. So there's that. But yeah, overall, I do think that this is a pretty nice set if you're looking to army build for your Kamikaze ghosts. You're going to have one main one here that's leading the pack because this definitely looks to be of at least a better quality. Even though I do like these colors more, this one looks to be put together a bit better. You can actually see now that I'm looking at it. We'll get in super close as we can here. You can see some seam lines in the hair there. Some bubbles. Small ones anyway. But yeah, the Kamikaze Ghosts, if you're a fan of the Gotenks Figuarts, this is a good supplement. Pretty neat. Rounding the corner here on this Dragon Ball Effect Parts video, we have an angry Majinbuu head. I believe this was made by SMC. It's SMC Volume 4, I believe it was. The box that it came with was flat, and I don't know where it's at. But anyway, this angry Majinbuu head was definitely something that Bandai should have included, but thankfully we have a third-party company out there on the market making it for us. Prices go up as high as about 15 bucks. I did see it as cheap as 7 before. So if you're looking to get this, definitely search around for some deals. But this is pretty cool. Unfortunately, the pink doesn't match the exact pink of the body. It does seem to be a bit brighter. And if we zoom in and we take a look at the eyes, it actually kind of sort of looks like they weren't able to get a perfect white for the eyes. Whoops. It kind of looks like the pink underneath is bleeding through. We'll use this Majinbuu head for a comparison here, as you can sort of see. So it's ever so slight, but if you really, really look at the details, you can see that. But otherwise, this head sculpt is entirely new, it seems, because those anger veins, those are sculpted in. We have those little furrows there, which are not found on the other Majinbuu heads, which look good. We can see some mold lines, but you know what? With the official head sculpts as well, you can kind of see where they reused parts for the sculpting process, so that's not a big deal. Looking on the back, though, adjust his cape, we can definitely see that the dots go all around Majinbuu, and they missed one back here. But they would have just put a little black dot there, that would have been good. So if that bothers you, hey, go ahead and do that. So as you can see, we do get the steam effects as well. And they're made of a softer plastic, almost like a rubber. They don't seem like they're supposed to go into any specific hole, like there's not a dedicated instruction guide there, but it does seem like you have to play with them a little bit to get the right fit. So I don't know if, they're supposed to go in a specific order and they just don't tell you, but it can be a little finicky, but once you get it in, it looks pretty good. It is made of a similar type of plastic to the official head sculpts that we get with Fat Boo here, so that's pretty good. And swapping the heads is as easy as it is for the ones you actually get with Majinbuu. So this is definitely something I would consider an essential accessory for Majinbuu if you have good Buu, or Zen, I should say. So if you're thinking about maybe getting this, yeah, it's pretty good. He gets angry and then goes thumbs up. All right, and last but most certainly not least, we're going to take a look at the Class E Adventurer Evil Power, or this is going to be King Piccolo's Throne. Now, this one, as you can see, by the very official packaging shot here, it says green. This is the green version. There's one that's red as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe this is supposed to glow in the dark. So we're going to go ahead and take a very, very quick look at that because glow in the dark stuff, hello, it's very cool. So yes, we do have one glow-in-the-dark boy here. Do keep in mind, though, that the paint apps for the glow-in-the-dark stuff aren't going to be too perfect, but it's kind of a gimmick more so than anything else. So if that's what you're interested in, here are some still pictures of that. It does look pretty cool overall. I mean, it's a neat feature to have, but hey, it's not perfect. So if you're a perfectionist, then quite frankly, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, yes, this is the box that it comes in. There is a red version as well. I'm assuming it would be in the same box, except for the official label just says red instead of green. But c'est la vie. One of the things that I was kind of bummed about looking at this accessory online is that Class E Adventurer is known for some resins. They also did an Android 17 set, which is totally not a bootleg set at all. But for this one, I thought it would be resin, but it's soft vinyl. So it's Sofubi. So if you're into like the Godzilla stuff, Gamera, Ultraman, so this is going to kind of be the same thing. You can see there's a hole in here for air, squishy dog toy-like stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So let's take a closer look. I'm not going to do super duper close pictures because I don't necessarily think that that's warranted here because this is rather simple and you can see everything just by these details. The paint gets a little iffy down here. It kind of looks like it all just sort of ran, but it is what it is. And it's not super clean here, but otherwise it looks great. The actual skulls do look good in the normal paint scheme. All inside the lines as expected. We do have some fantastic blue shading here, which looks great. I'm not quite sure how they were able to do that so well, but it does look very, very good, which I love. And what's even cooler about it is on the back, like I showed you for the one skull, it looked great. So even areas where you're not really looking all the time, the figure, or rather the accessory, still looks awesome. So if you're somebody who likes to have your accessories, your figures look good at all angles, aside from a couple of small things like when Piccolo's sitting, you're not going to see that, and this little rim here, everything looks good on this. It is rather lightweight, not too heavy. The spikes, they are not really spiky. I mean, if you poke your eye out with it, you could probably do that, but you're not actually going to hurt someone, like puncture their skin with it. So yeah, it is what it is. It's pretty cool. So here's Piccolo. We can see height-wise, it's pretty fitting. And if you want him to sit in it, he can as well. I actually showed a picture of this in my King Piccolo review, which is just doing it rather quick here, not really looking at what's going on. He can rather comfortably sit in his throne and rule. So he looks pretty good in it. So I'll go ahead and throw up the picture that I already took here, so this way you can see what a good picture of that looks like. So yeah, he does sit in it rather well, looks good. I already tried this with the McFarlane Doomslayer. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, but it is pretty neat. So overall, I think that this is something that mostly only the hardcore collectors are going to be looking to get. If you're just kind of like, hey, Piccolo's cool, then you probably just have this. But if you really want the full, complete setup, yeah, you're going to need this. This is pretty neat. So, would Bandai do a better job themselves? I don't know. But for a third-party accessory, this is awesome. And I'm glad to have it. Price fluctuates anywhere between $27 to about $40. All right, and that about wraps it up for this installment of yet another Dragon Ball effects or accessories video. So as you can see, we have some clear winners and we have one big loser. Yep, we got a big fat stinker over there with Goku Black Scythe. Yeah, I am looking for an actual good one, so if anyone happens to know of a good cheap alternative for me with workable hands, please maybe let me know. I might be interested. So yes, King Piccolo's Throne is fantastic, and the evil, angry head for Majinbuu works great as well. Kamikaze Ghosts, we can take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, I really like that Piccolo Throne. So drop your comments down below. I want to hear your thoughts. What other accessories have you come across? What else would you like to see? Please let me know. And as always, a big thanks to the patrons of STR, because videos like this, realistically speaking, can't be possible because, well, we gotta make sure that they get done. So thank you so much for helping. It really does mean the world. And if you're interested in maybe checking out another video while you wait for another review to go up, here's the end card, so this way you can maybe click on a couple of things and check some stuff out. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.